Hi, I'm Jeff from Anglers Trading Post, and today we're talking about fly fur versus craft fur. Okay, so let's talk about the difference. Well, let's start at the top because craft fur was made for crafting. Fly fur was made for tying flies. Let's talk about those differences and why there's a difference in there. For years and years, I used to tie with just regular old craft fur. You can buy it at Michael's. You can buy it in packs at your local fly shop. There's a lot of it out there. But the problem is that this was made to make teddy bears, not with any thought at all to tying flies. So we made some changes in this. One is going to be the length of fibers. It's a really important thing, right? We want to tie big, juicy flies that flow well in the water, right? And these flies, the longer the fiber, the more movement we're going to get out of that. To be able to do that, we had to re-engineer the nozzles that actually shoot this material through the backing, which leads me to the next point. The quality of the backing when it comes to these faux furs is everything, because the more stiff and rigid, the higher quality the backing is, the longer we can get the fiber out the backside. The other problem that we have with craft fur, and some people won't even tie with it because of this, and that is under fur, right? We cut it off, and you got to sit there and you strip half of it back out that you're basically throwing away because you just don't want to use that under fur. So let me bring it in a little bit closer so we can look at this. And you can see the difference between this one and this one. I'm going to pick that up. You can see through a little bit. See how thick and curly it is right here? That's all the under fur. We're going to cut a patch off and I'll show you the difference that way too. But you see how this is, you can see through a little bit better right below that strip that I've cut. Almost no under fur. It's less than 25%. So this is a 50-50 under fur versus the longer fibers. That means that only 50% of this material is going to tie you a fly. Whereas this is at least a 75-25. That means 75% of this material is going to go into your fly. Also, because we went the finer fiber, that underfur works like a seal dubbing. It's perfect for replacing seal. So let's talk about that just a little bit more. Take a look at this. I'm just going to take a whack off of this. Not much. We're going to demonstrate what I'm talking about here. So I've just taken a standard size cut. It's about what we would put in. And we'd grab in the middle there. We'd pull out the underfur. And when we grab it, we pull it with our hands. Okay, there's that pile of underfur. I'm going to do about the same whack. Very scientific. Like this. Now notice in this how much more I have of the long fibers in that same cut. Notice how much less underfur I have. I grab it and I'll pull, really work on it here. See how there's less underfur in that, and yet I have way more fibers. Pick that up versus this up. So small amount, large amount, right there. The other thing is that when these fibers get wet, there's a significant difference. You can kind of see the sheen. The difference is going to be a lot more reflective on this fiber. But also, we've put in little dimples in every follicle. And the reason we did that is when it gets wet, when typical craft fur gets wet, it mads back together. It just kind of comes back and it moves, right? When it's in the water, it moves all right. It moves better than some. But it mads together. Whereas our fly fur, when it gets wet, it actually repels each other. The goal of that is to give a lifelike breathing. This is going to catch you a lot more fish. More movement, right, is going to get you more fish, bottom line. From an environmental standpoint, which is a really big part of what we care about, this is 100% plastic. This is a virgin product. This is a 30 to 40%, it depends on the batch a little bit, but 30 to 40% post-consumer or recycled product in this. The other thing is that we've added an additive that makes this a biodegradable product. So when this gets left in the water, we're probably looking 30 to 40 years versus 1,000 years sitting in the water. So we're trying to look at ways that the synthetic materials are better to use, but we want to make sure that they're still environmentally friendly. We don't use any acids in our processes for all of our dyes and all of our other materials. We have a full spectrum of colors with more colors coming. I think we have about a dozen colors right now of the most popular. And I think that you're going to find exactly what you need in there. Stand by for our tips and techniques. We're going to talk to you about how to blend colors, how to make brushes out of this, and different techniques for applying the fur to your flies. Thanks for watching.